Welcome to Month 8 of the Tech Lead Track, Architecture Decision Governance. This session is about making architectural decisions stick. You've been making technical decisions for months. Now we'll learn how to scale that process across teams, create reusable frameworks, and build institutional memory that outlasts any individual contributor. Here's our roadmap for today. Hour 1 covers IDR at scale, evolving from personal notes to organizational governance. Hour 2 focuses on decision frameworks, reusable templates that speed up common choices. Hour 3 tackles architectural governance, balancing autonomy with consistency. And Hour 4 covers review processes, how to run effective architecture reviews that improve decisions without slowing teams down. By the end, you'll have a complete IDR process design, a decision framework, a governance model proposal, and the skills to facilitate architecture reviews. By the end of today, you'll be able to implement ID, our processes across multiple teams. You'll create decision frameworks for common architectural choices. You'll balance autonomy with consistency in architectural decisions. You'll run effective architecture review processes. And you'll build institutional memory through decision documentation. These skills separate tech leads who make good individual decisions from those who build systems that make good decisions at scale. These skills frontally use it. But then the following sticksex will read the social stuff the discreet, hooking about these drucking rays dranting in their lies. My memory has every once on how I want to may the person with your edgeman. He might completely bide such a partisan sixment. Architecture decision records start as a personal practice, a developer documenting why they chose PostgreSQL over MongoDB. That's level 1, individual notes. At level 2, the team adopts ID Aries as a standard practice. Every significant decision gets documented. The team can trace why the codebase looks the way it does. At level 3, ID Aries become cross-team standards. Different teams can see each other's decisions. Patterns emerge. Duplicate decisions get consolidated. At level 4, a governance process kicks in. Reviews happen before implementation. Quality gates ensure decisions are well-reasoned. At level 5, you reach decision intelligence, analyzing patterns across decisions to predict and prevent architectural drift. Most organizations are at level 1 or 2. The goal today is to get you to level 3 or 4. This grid maps the 5 maturity levels across key dimensions. At level 1, decisions are ad hoc. No formal process, no documentation, no review. The focus is simply to start documenting. At level 2, the team has a consistent format and reviews decisions within the team. The focus is consistency. At level 3, cross-team standards emerge. Different teams use the same IDR format and can reference each other's decisions. The focus is organizational patterns. At level 4, a formal review process ensures quality. Architecture review boards evaluate significant decisions. The focus is quality assurance. At level 5, the organization analyzes decision patterns to predict future challenges. The focus shifts to strategic intelligence. Where is your organization today? Be honest. The gap between your current level and your target level defines your roadmap. Michael Nygard's lightweight IDR template has just 4 sections: title, status, context, and decision. It's fast, it's readable, and it captures the essential information. The extended template adds consequences, alternatives considered, and related decisions. Use this for high-stakes decisions where the reasoning matters as much as the outcome. The key insight? The best template is the one your team actually uses. A lightweight idea that gets written beats an elaborate template that doesn't. Start with Nygard's format and extend only when you find yourself needing more context. Let me walk through 5 common idea failures and how to avoid them. First, writing ID errors after the decision is made. The value is in the reasoning process, not the document. Write the IDA order during deliberation, not after. Second, too much detail. ID errors should be concise, 1 to 2 pages max. If you need more, you're writing a design document, not an IDAA. Third, no follow-up on consequences. Every IDAA should be revisited periodically. Did the decision play out as expected? What would you do differently? Fourth, One-size-fits-all governance. A startup doesn't need the same IDR process as a bank. Match the process to your organization's risk tolerance. Fifth, ignoring organizational culture. If your culture values speed over documentation, imposing heavy IDR processes will fail. Start light and build incrementally. A decision framework is a reusable template for a category of decisions. Instead of debating from scratch every time, you define the criteria, weights, and default recommendations up front. Here's a 5-step process. First, identify the decision category: database selection, messaging system, deployment platform. Second, define the criteria that matter: performance, cost, team familiarity, ecosystem. Third, weight the criteria by importance. Fourth, evaluate options against the criteria. Fifth, document the default recommendation and escalation triggers. The database selection example shows how this works in practice. The default is PostgreSQL for most use cases. The escalation trigger is when you need sub-millisecond reads at scale. Then you evaluate Redis or DynamoDB. The framework saves time because most decisions follow the default. This is the central tension in architectural governance. Too much consistency and you stifle innovation. Too much autonomy and you get chaos. The spectrum runs from fully standardized on the left to fully free on the right. Most organizations should sit somewhere in the middle, with different positions for different concerns. Standardize the things that matter: API contracts, data formats, security practices, observability. These are the connective tissue that makes systems work together. Free the things that don't: internal library choices, local tooling, team-specific workflows. These are where teams can innovate and optimize for their context. The rule of thumb: standardize at the boundaries, free within the boundaries. If a decision only affects one team, let them own it. If it affects multiple teams, govern it. 4 governance models, each with different trade-offs. Centralized. A single architecture team makes all significant decisions. High consistency, low autonomy. Works for regulated industries where compliance matters. Federated. Representatives from different teams form a governance council. Medium consistency, medium autonomy. Works for large organizations with distinct product areas. Decentralized. Teams make their own decisions with minimal oversight. High autonomy, low consistency. Works for startups and innovation-focused organizations. Hybrid. Different governance for different concerns. Security decisions are centralized. Technology choices are federated. Implementation details are decentralized. This is what most mature organizations converge on. The question isn't which model is best. It's which model fits your organization's size, culture, and risk tolerance. An architecture review board has 4 key roles. The chair organizes reviews, sets agendas, and ensures follow-through. The technical reviewers evaluate the technical merits of proposals. The domain experts provide context for specific areas: security, infrastructure, data. And the sponsors are the stakeholders who need to approve significant decisions. Watch for these anti-patterns: the ivory tower board that reviews everything and blocks progress, the rubber stamp board that approves everything without scrutiny, the gatekeeping board that focuses on saying no rather than helping teams succeed. The best boards are enablers, not gatekeepers. They help teams make better decisions, not prevent teams from making decisions. 5 types of architecture reviews, each serving a different purpose. Design reviews happen before implementation. They catch issues early when changes are cheap. Code reviews happen during implementation. They ensure the design is being followed correctly. Architecture reviews are periodic assessments. They identify drift and technical debt. Postmortems happen after incidents. They capture lessons learned. Tech radar reviews evaluate technology choices. They keep the organization aligned on tooling. For each review, structure it in 3 phases. Before, define scope, gather materials, assign reviewers. During, present the proposal, discuss trade-offs, identify risks. After, document decisions, assign follow-ups, track outcomes. The biggest mistake is treating reviews as one-way presentations. The best reviews are conversations that improve the proposal. Institutional memory is what survives when people leave. 4 pillars support it. First, decision documentation. ID errors capture why the codebase looks the way it does. Without them, new team members spend months reverse engineering decisions. Second, searchable archives. Decisions need to be findable. Tag them by system, team, and decision type. A decision no one can find is a decision that doesn't exist. Third, onboarding integration. New team members should read recent ID errors as part of their onboarding. It's the fastest way to understand the architecture. Fourth, tooling. Automate what you can. ID or templates, review workflows, consequence tracking. The less friction, the more documentation gets written. Do keep ID errors short and focused. One decision per IDR. Use a consistent template. Link to related decisions. Review consequences periodically. Do not write ID errors after the fact. Include implementation details that will change. Make ID errors so long no one reads them. Forget to update status when decisions are superseded. The best IDR is the one that helps a future team member understand why a decision was made, without having to ask the person who made it. Your challenge this month has 4 deliverables, each worth 25 points. First, design a BADE breeding process for your organization. Include templates, workflows, and governance rules. Second, create a decision framework for a common architectural choice in your domain. Define criteria, weights, defaults, and escalation triggers. Third, propose a governance model for your organization. Explain why you chose this model and how it balances autonomy with consistency. Fourth, facilitate an architecture review for a real decision. Document the process, outcomes, and lessons learned. Use real situations from your organization. The goal is practical, implementable proposals, not theoretical perfection.